YouTube family, for the love of God, we will make time for Him. For the love of God, we will make time for each other to help each other out. That goes out to Papa JT. Papa JT, man, I love you, man, and what you did last week, you came back on and you helped us with that separation line. And it was so true, and you brought me back, and I talked to Brother Rowe, and I was telling him, I said, I would see Papa JT just talk about the cross, and he went on there, and oh man, it just uplifted my spirit. It made me want to go back and get back into the Bible and get back and get closer to the Lord, because I feel like I had a separation, and that's bad for a Christian. But when you came back and your spirit was just full of joy, and it's just happy, you were joyful, and at the same time, you was happy. And it seemed like you just fired up. You were fired up for Christ, and that just helped my heart, it helped my soul, my spirit, and then when I saw it, I was so excited to see you on there. And I just couldn't get back on this. Now I got my phone back working on these videos. But Papa JT, I love you, man, for what you did, and for what you're doing, and for what you're gonna do for Christ and for the children of God. You're a blessing to us. You're a blessing to anybody that hear you. It's not just what you say. It's your intentions of you saying it. It's not just what you're trying to tell us and what you're trying to teach us. It's your intentions behind it, and that's more than all the money in the world. Because now you have the favor of God, and no matter you done been through a lot, and you still going through stuff. But I know I guarantee God. I guarantee God will bless you. You always have God with you. And Papa JT, I'm glad that you're here with us. You're still living, and you're still around. Doing what you're doing. Because a lot of fathers are not there. They're around taking care of somebody else's kids, and around, being selfish. And like I said in another video, I'm glad that you were there for your children, and while you were there for your children, you were there for me, if you know it or not. And as a man figure in the household. So, all right, Papa JT, I got your message today, but man, I've been on this YouTube for a little bit, and I still don't know how to, send. Only way I know how to send my videos through a video response. I don't know how to do it through the mail, but Papa JT, this goes out to you in this way. And I just got through looking at PP Drum's videos. Oh, brother, that was nice, And you made my spirit aware of some things. You said that you said you want to change that video to dead Christian walking, dead man walking. That reminded me of the dry bones dance. Dry bones, the valley of dry bones. Y'all remember that, don't you? Y'all go back and read your Bibles and look at the valley of dry bones, see what they called it and all of this. But anyway, during this time, these folks were going to church. They were reading the Bible. They were paying the tithe. They were doing everything that religion told them to do. This was after the Jews, after Jerusalem was, God had banished them. So the valley of dry bones, and see when they did this, all this time, they were still doing a religious thing. But they was worshiping false idols. They was walking dead. They was walking dry. On the outside, they looked wet. But on the inside, they was dry skin. You see, we can go to church and do all these things, but when something happens to us, what you go to becomes your God. And when something else turns into your God instead of Jesus, that Christ, God, the Lord, then you are worshiping idols. And it's easy to worship an idol. See, the idol is not just worshiping a tree. You can worship what comes from a tree, which is money. You see, when you come out that church and you into your same predicament, and you say, man, I got to do what I got to do. I got to sell this dope to pay my bills. And you're not leaning on God's word when He said that when you come to me, you bring me all your troubles. I would take care of you in so many words. I would give you what you need. When you don't do that, don't you know that you're worshiping that? Use that idol to get you out of your trouble. God say he'll be all what you need and all that you should. He's all that you need, you know. But that's what we do. We're dry, no hope. What causes dryness? What causes a person to walk dead? What causes a person to walk dead is disobedience to God. When you are disobedient to God, you become dry. Your joy is taken away from you, just like that. Paul was in the prison in a cave in a hole, the dungeon, but he still was moist inside because he didn't let that steal his joy. He still kept his relationship with God. He didn't make what he had to do to make it his idol. He still worshiped and depended on God. See, this is what these church people, this is what we have to look out for. Even in time of good, and when you think so. You see, don't lose your hope. Don't lose your relationship with God. See, we're sitting here on this land that we call earth, where sometimes we are cold, sometimes we hot. You see, sometimes we are cold because that's the distance that we have away from Christ. But we should be staying hot most of the time. I'm not sitting here saying that we're going to stay hot all the time, because I don't. But when you keep your relationship with God, this YouTube keeps me hot on Christ. Brother JT keeps me studying the Word, helps me stay close to Christ. You see, the problem with being in a valley, a dry bones, the problem with being around a whole bunch of dead people is that you can't go to them for advice because they can give you dead advice. They don't give you dry bones. You see, that's why we need to stick together to help each other, to feed each other, you know, spiritually, to help us grow. That's all you need. That's all we need. That's why I'm glad that God put together this unity on YouTube, and that no man can ever break. These relationships that we made on this YouTube, no man can break. That's one thing that he can't do. What God put together, they ain't gonna be able to break that apart. You know, I believe that's what he did. He brought me back home out of that pig manure to right here on YouTube where I can talk and speak, you know, and share my spiritual advice or learning from Christ, you know, and to learn from other people at the same time. Learn from my elders, Ready Man, Papa JT, you know, and all of that's on this YouTube family, on this YouTube thing that's very inspiring, you know, it inspires me, you know, to keep on pushing, to keep on talking, to keep on walking, you know, to keep on learning, to keep on seeking wisdom, because that comes from Jesus Christ, and that's what I want. That's what we all need. But P.P. Jones, you brought those videos, and you made me think. You said when you was rushing, you know, God wants us to sit down there for a minute and talk to him, marinate in him, sit there and sit back and watch for a minute. Just believe in him and watch him for a minute, not for a month, not for 2 months. You see, some things happen right away, and I'm gonna tell you that some things don't happen for years. For you, like I was talking about in the other video about when the Christians were saying that, you know, talking about how God is not this, you know, and not that, because they don't see their cup overflowing yet, and they didn't be paying their time. You know, tests make you stronger. And if it wasn't for those tests, you wouldn't be who you are today. Don't be like Brother JT. Some people ain't gonna catch that. But we are who we are because of what we went through. And if it weren't for that, we wouldn't be who we are. I wouldn't be here on YouTube right now to damn some things that happened to me, because I wouldn't even believe in myself. I would be my own God, because every man has a God complex, thinking that I did this and I did that. But hold up. Like Papa JT be putting on some of the comments of Brother JT. Footprints. Jesus was there. He was the one that deflected them bullets from me. He was the one who deterred that man when he busted down the house and I was the only one there. He was the one that had kept me alive through all these years, kept me out of jail, kept me alive with all the drug habits, alcoholism, the driving, drunk. He was the one that was there, not me. Kept me away from the diseases, from messing with all these different women. He was the one that led me to a wife. And the man that finds a wife finds favor with God. And I would have favor. I'd rather have favor than $1 billion. That's what makes me. Jesus Christ's favor makes me. But YouTube family, that's what I want to talk about. I've been on here too long. And these dry bones, this dead man walking. How do I get out of that, Kenneth Ray? How do I get out of that? How do I become out of my dry bone spell? But I'm going to tell you, Jesus Christ is the only one who can bring you out of that. You get closer to Jesus Christ. You get closer to the sun, you will heat up. You get closer to Jesus Christ, you'll burn up. How you two family? Till next time.